Well, let's hear the other side of the argument now from Jamie Gillies, who joins us via webcam from the Be Reasonable campaign, which is a Welsh campaigning group. I mean, you heard that argument there, Jamie Gillies. Are you convinced?
No, we're not convinced as a campaign. We would say, as you mentioned earlier, the law as it stands does provide very strong protections for children. This law would remove a defence which only allows the very most reasonable, mild and light discipline, like a tap on the hand or a smack in the bottom, which many loving parents use as part of discipline. And the research does not show that this change in the law would actually help children who are genuinely at risk, and that's a key point as well. So the police and social services would be compelled, if this defence is removed, to investigate reports of smacking in the same way as they investigate abuse currently. And we're worried that that would overburden the police and others who are already facing a huge demand in investigating genuine children who are genuinely at risk of abuse. The public do not want this change in the law. They see it as nanny statism. We'd say loving parents sometimes used to use a light smack, and 75% of Welsh adults in polls regularly state the same thing. So we really would say this is misguided. Of course, we want to further protections for children, but the law as it stands is the appropriate mechanism for that. And the way to further protections for children is not to remove this defence, but to strengthen the arm of the police and social services and others who are already overburdened with cases.
You said that already. Can I just put to you though the Julie Morgan's point that the authorities apply the law in a proportionate way?
Well, looking at the examples abroad, there are other jurisdictions that have gone ahead with this change, including New Zealand. And what we've seen there since the change in the law is mass confusion. And we've seen a legal report from a top law firm in New Zealand last year, which said the effect of that removal of reasonable chastisement has been good parents being criminalised. Sometimes the conviction's overturned, other times they're not. And we've seen parents lose custody of their children. And you've got to remember, even if there's not a conviction, or not many convictions after this change to the law, that's not to speak about all the families who are affected by police investigation, social services investigation and arrests. And interestingly, the government, which published its impact assessment this morning, in that impact assessment, it talks about the implications for families. It says children would be impacted by arrests of parents, and it talks about the financial implications as well. This change in the law is reckoned to cost around £2 million. So we'd really just say again, this is not the appropriate way to further child protection in Wales, and it's sort of a sledgehammer to crack a nut.
Jamie Gillies, we're going to have to leave it there because we've run out of time, but thank you for joining us.